All right, everybody. Game Cookie US Rocks VR here. I am doing a video testing, um, looking at the latency in games when using Nvidia DLSS and also the regular frame generation, not the multi-gen frame gen, because I'm never going to use that. But I might do that later, if the 40 series gets support for it, which there is a small possibility that might happen for at least the 4000 series. So I'm just gonna pick the games that I have. I don't have like a lot of the new games, unfortunately, so I can't test those. But I do have some. So the first one I'm looking at here is Dragon's Dogma 2. Like I said, because I have it, so it does support frame gen. I'm not sure if they updated it. It ran like crap before, but we'll see how it runs now. All right, so um, you can see I got MSI Afterburner up there. I hope that that's showing the proper latency numbers because I heard some people say that it doesn't report accurately, but I don't know if that's true or not. But whatever, I'm just gonna go by this. You guys can tell me whether this was not good or not. So just so you can see my settings here. I, the MSI is kind of blocking it, so I apologize for that. Let me get in the game here. Sometimes the thing doesn't work. Alright, so graphics. So I have it on 4K. My monitor supports 144 hertz at 4K natively. So that's what I'm going to use right now. I might do some 1440 depending on the situation. But this, like I said, the game does support FSR, DLSS, frame generation. It also has Nvidia Reflex, which I have turned off right now. Okay, so I'm gonna start from nothing, and then I'm gonna turn on Reflex and see if that does anything. And then I'm gonna go with like DLSS quality and see what that does, right? And then I'm gonna go to frame generation. Okay, that way we can see how the latency changes from going from nothing to frame gen. Okay, um, that way we can kind of like get a better perspective because a lot of people are just throwing numbers out there on the TechTuber sites, and they're 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 sometimes they're not showing you all the details, right? Like for instance, if you have like if I go into Cyberpunk and turn on path tracing, sure my FPS is going to be really crappy, but so is my latency. It's going to be like crazy crappy. But if I turn on like DLSS quality, then the latency gets way better. You see what I'm saying? So, um, so people don't really see like in some scenarios like the starting point, right? Because people are starting from like DLSS maybe quality, which is already going to show a lower latency compared to the native. So that when you turn on frame generation and your latency goes up, people are like, see, look, the latency's up. That's crap. But if you showed the native, the frame generation would be like way, way better. You see what I'm saying? So, so here I'm just trying to like look at the games and see how the latency changes. All right, so right now, and I'm gonna start in the city first, and then I'm gonna go out into the country. Now, this is where I'm at, so this is the only city I have to show. So you can see right now, and you have to also take into consideration standing still is not always going to behave the same way as running around. So that's always a problem too, right? Moving versus not moving. So Normally I just run around in a big circle here. So we can see we're at about 13 to 17. And we're getting about, you know, whatever. It's hovering from like 60 to like the low 70s. But you can see here we're like going from like, say, 12, we'll just say 12, to like 17 or 18 it looks like, alright? So, like 12 to 17. Alright, so it looks like it's pretty consistently 12 to 17. Oh yeah, I could probably go through here. Well, I'll go all the way around. Alright, now I'm not charting this, we're just looking at it live, right? Alright, so yeah, pretty consistent, 12 to 17. So it looks like they kind of maybe fixed the game a little bit better, because it was really a lot more stuttery. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, so 12 to 17 um, in the milliseconds. So let's go back into the system here. And some things will have to restart, like I think frame generation might have to restart the game. So if we go to graphics here, if we turn on like reflex, say with it on boost, I don't know if that changes right away. Yeah, so alright, so it doesn't look like that changed anything. Yeah, it didn't really change a thing. I mean, it's like not hitting 17 anymore, at least right now. So it is more consistently lower. So I guess that is something, and it is going down to 10. So I guess the latency did... I don't know which way to go here. I guess this way. Yeah, there's like... Okay, it went to like 16 and 19 for like a second. But yeah, for the most part, it went down a couple milliseconds, we'll say. So it's like more like 11 to 15 now. So it did help it a little. Okay. So it did kind of improve it a little. So we'll go with that. So now we're going to put on DLSS quality. Okay, we're going to put it on DLSS quality. And nothing really changed too much except the frame rate. Well, even the frame rate's not changing much. So that's what was happening before. Like, the CPU is like, I don't know. I mean, it's sticking to like 5.375 gigahertz. The GPU is like underutilized, you can see that. It's only at 60%. So that could be the problem. It could be just like, you know, CPU constraints. Alright, so oops, sorry, I always get lost here. So the performance actually got worse with DLSS quality. So this is the problem we were having before with this game. Is like when you turned on DLSS, the quality actually got worse. You know what I mean? So it doesn't really make any sense. Now the frame pacing seems to be a little better than it was. So again, I don't think in the city it's going to change too much. Now let's put on frame gen. we might need to restart the game. I'm just gonna put Nvidia on boost and see what that does, if that does anything. Let's just put it on regular boost. Yeah, it doesn't, well, yeah, see, when you put DLSS on, it shouldn't get worse performance. Now the game looks better. You know, it's not as like shimmery, that's for sure. It was like super shimmery before. So the DLSS is doing its job. It's just not. It's not behaving the same way as it does in other games. That's what I'll say. But it definitely looks better. So this is how I would play normally. Oops, this way. Everything's like so colorless. You know what I'm saying? Like everything's just like, this game is like not very colorful. Now I do have on Nvidia filters though, so that could be causing some, yeah. Yeah, that might be causing some performance issues. Like you can see here that the saturation is going. So this does make the game take a performance hit, just so you guys know. Now I could put on like where's it? Details. So HDR toning, you can kind of turn up the lighting a little bit there. Now I don't like to sharpen too much. Although that does look, I don't like bloom. So the clarity is not bad. So I do have these on just to let you know. So the frame rate is going to take a hit. But these make the game look so much better though. I mean, a whole lot better. Okay? I would use these features even if it gives you, you know, a 5 to 10 FPS drop, because the game looks way better now just from making those little adjustments. Now that could also affect my performance now. But it doesn't seem to be affecting it too much. So let's just yeah, it still seems like the latency is like the same-ish. It's not really fluctuating much. So let's put on frame gen. I'm trying to go as quick as I can here so you guys aren't bored to death. Now if it says I have to start the game over. Okay, it looks like it might have adjusted. All right, wow. Okay, so here you go. Look at this. We went from 70 to 141 frames per second, and the latency went down. So go figure. And the GPU now is at 98%. So isn't that weird? Like, I don't understand what's going on there. So now it looks like the GPU is getting heavily utilized now. And we're at 136 frames per second. And the game feels... Whoa. So isn't that strange? So the latency... I don't know if there's roll. Is there roll? I forgot how to roll. I don't know. I don't remember how to do the moves. So the latency went... It's half of what it was before. And my frame rate nearly doubled. Well, it did double, you might as well say. Because it was like going from 60 to 74. So, you know, it really depends on the game, the implementation. You know, so don't believe all the negativity on frame generation. Now, I'm going to go outside. I'm going to turn frame gen off outside. We're going to go outside now. Because now things are a lot more... Now, I don't know if my movements are a lot more laggy, but they shouldn't be. Now, let me turn on boost. Let me see if boost makes a difference at all. Reflex latency. Oh, it's on auto. So, okay, so you can't put it on boost. It's just automatic. Yeah, so everything's on max. I don't like this depth of field stuff. So this is crazy, right? They definitely improved the game, though. It's way less stuttery. Now, it is nighttime now, so it's kind of like probably not the best time to go out here. Oh, I hate the stamina. Really gets on my nerves. So out here, we're still getting 100 and whatever, you know, well over 100 frames per second.
If you are in need, I must serve.
Yes, thank you very much. Give me some stamina. Oh, there was a lag there. There was a spike there. I don't know what these things are out here at nighttime. I haven't played this game in like forever, so I really... Oh, that's something? Oh my god. I don't think I can... I can't beat them? I must be super weak. God, I hate the combat in this game. Like, why isn't it hitting? Oh, he's still there. Oh my god, why isn't it hitting? It's really weird. Don't they have lock-on in this game? I totally forgot how to play this game. Is she gonna die? This game is really weird. I don't really like it as much as everybody else does. Am I gonna get loot? I better get some loot for this. Okay, so did we get any loot for that or nothing? And you can't go in the water because you'll get sucked in. I don't know, if you look at the milliseconds, I mean, we're still like really low. Now, I don't know about these phantoms. I guess I should have went to sleep. Came out in the daytime. I just hate the combat in this game. It's really, like, I just wish it was like every other game, like every other first-person shooter or like even other third-person games. It's like, why doesn't she heal herself? I think there's a way I can, I forgot how to do everything. Like, I have no idea how to get, to get into my followers. Okay, so that's kick. C is obviously not crouch. F, I don't know what that does. Yeah, I'm just totally lost on this game. Oh, no! Okay, that's come back. Okay, these are commands.
I suppose I could use a moment to catch my breath.
Alright, these are all commands, alright. What about F keys? Wait. Oh, okay. These are commands, okay. I just saw that down there. So how do I get out of here? P. Okay. Items. Maybe. Oh, here we go. So she needs to eat. Why isn't she eating? They don't eat automatically? No. How do I get her to eat it? No, I want her to eat. Combine? She can't use it? Give. No. Alright, Larry must be my other follower who's like gone apparently. Well, I can't go any further because I don't want to fight these phantoms.
Do you mean to leave us here?
Oh my god, I have to actually tell her to... They can't just figure out on their own to keep coming? Oh, here's a big bull over here. Who's this guy? No!
I'm unsure how best to proceed.
Where did it go?
It's made my day.
God, it's like this game is so stressful to play.
It's no easy thing, making a living.
Is she gonna skin this thing? Come on, skin this guy. Skin it. She doesn't skin it, huh?
Ah, a material. Useful things, these.
She used to skin this stuff, I thought.
Could I have forestalled this? I've got my eye on you.
Why do you got my eye? I just helped you, dude. You could say thank you. What's this person? A traveling... This traveling... What is this?
What are you up to? Might I interest you in my humble wares?
Yeah, I don't even think I got any money. Where's my... Do I have any money? I have no money? I guess I got nothing. No, I don't know. I don't know where my money thing is. I can't see. I don't know. I gotta start the game over, I think, because I
Much
don't even know
obliged,
what to
sir.
do. Alright, well, anyway.
To make a sale, and this seller had nothing
Do
to
not
tempt
buck
us
me.
with. Our funds are better spent elsewhere.
Hey there, big guy. So even with, like, these things here, walk... Hey, whoa, 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 whoa. Take it easy. This guy's sleeping. That's funny.
Look, oxen. No
What's this thing? Okay, I get... I guess I can't... What is this thing? Oh. You gotta gather it. Okay. This is quite a hostile game. That's why I'm like afraid of everything. That much I remember. And all I do is get tired all the time. They should have called this game Tired Adventure. Well, anyway, you get the gist. We're still pretty low latency inside, outside, so, you know, I guess in this particular case,
More can be done.
hey, buddy.
Can't wait for the new equipment to come in.
This guy's like very like keen on attacking everybody. I mean, we're like travelers, you know what I'm saying? So I think this is the guy to the quest to protect the caravan or whatever. But I'm not gonna do that right now. Anyway. Good grief, get tired in the middle of combat. Like, that is like the stupidest thing, in my opinion. Like, no archer is gonna get exhausted. You know what I'm saying? Archers are very agile, you know? Like, they don't really expend that much energy, although I know it takes effort to pull back. Oh, I got gold. Oh my god, this guy. I'm trying to loot my kill.
Is this some sort of joke? I'm not laughing.
This game is like ridiculous. Everybody's on edge. And everybody gets tired. Alright, anyway, I think this is good enough. We kinda got enough here. Now latency, let's see, did it go up a little bit here with this guy? No, it's still low. Alright, well I'm gonna pause this and get on the next game. But I don't know, latency went down when we put on frame gen, so you tell me. I'll be back. How do I pause? Where's the pause button? Okay, I'm back. My goodness. Whew. I had to update some games. So it's actually been like over an hour between these two videos. Alright, so I didn't, I was just kind of thought of doing this like today, so I didn't have anything prepared. So I'm in Dying Light 2, although I didn't check to see if there was frame gen. Hold on, I'll be right back. Well, anyway, since I already kind of put this in the video because I'm not going to edit it, I'll just look at the DLSS quality in this game and we'll go from there. So what I can do is I can show you the settings, then I'll run the benchmark, then you can see the results. So I won't, that way you don't have to watch the benchmark, okay? So if we go to options, video, you can see that I'm at 4K. No upscaling right now. Field of view is only 77. You can see here that I'm going to be just doing the testing at the full ultimate ray tracing, whatever that is. I have asynchronous compute on. Everything's on high pretty much. I put the LOD at 200. I mean, I could probably put it all the way up, but I'll just leave it at 200. Anti-aliasing's on whatever the default is because it's no upscaling right now. Everything's on high. Flashlight ray tracing's off. Fog quality. I took off the glow, light streaks, and lens flare because I don't really like them in all games. I mean, they look nice and all that, but it's not. It doesn't always look great and everything. So let me go ahead and pause this, and I'll run the benchmark so we can see like the numbers. Alright, we're back. So that LOD does make a difference because when I had the LOD lower, I was over 100 frames per second. But anyway, that's besides the point. So with no upscaling, 4K, we got 11 milliseconds on the CPU, 8.9 on the GPU. So we got a average of 90 frames per second. You can see my processors here and my GPU. Alright, so I don't know about saving it. How do you save it? Okay. So now I'm gonna turn on um, DLSS. This game doesn't look as good as the other game. I think the original one to me looks better. This one's more cartoony. I hate when they go cartoony. Alright, let's go to video. Alright, so we're still on 4K. So okay, so upscaling. So we're gonna go to now it says here the game will run in DLSS 3 mode if your GPU supports it. Now it doesn't say show that here at all. You know what I mean? It just says FSR. So I'm assuming that if you put it on FSR quality, then it's going to, I assume, use DLSS, hopefully, because I hate FSR, but it looks like there is no frame generation, unfortunately, which I thought I read there was in this game, but apparently not. So everything's the same. The LOD's at 200, which is kind of high. I guess you should turn that down. Yeah, so let's pause it again. So we're at quality. And I'll be back. Alright, so I'm not really sure what happened here. The frame rate didn't really change a whole lot. The latency went down, but the frame rate didn't change. That's kind of weird, huh? So I'm not sure what's going on there. So I'm gonna run the benchmark once in the video so that you guys can see the GPU utilization and all that, because maybe the GPU is not running at its highest. Although we're at 4K, I mean that's pretty pretty high, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm not sure if it's like broken in this game. Like all you okay, so you got ultra quality. So why is it? That's kind of weird. Why is it like? Why does it have two? It's got FSR2 quality, balanced performance, right? But then it's got FSR1. Okay, I see. Gotcha. I don't know what this linear scaling means. Is that like a internal one maybe? Let's try linear and see what happens. If that changes the frame rate or not. I guess that's whatever one's built in, I guess. Unless this is the one you're supposed to use with DLSS, I don't know. Again, it's not very clear. Alright, so let's run the benchmark. Now we are going to take a frame rate hit now that I'm recording the video and doing the benchmark. So using OBS, there's about a 5 to 10% hit in the frame rates. Okay, but we're not really doing the frame rates here. We're looking at latency. Of course, again, I don't know if this is running DLSS or not because it's not really. It just says FSR. I don't know why they do that. That's kind of stupid. But anyway, let's just run the benchmark and see what happens here with the linear scaling, which probably is not DLSS, but I don't know. Alright, so let's do the benchmark here. We are still recording. So I was eating breakfast here. I got my hat on because it's a little chilly up here in the attic. It's warm, but pretty nice outside, but it takes a little time for the house to catch up. Okay, yeah. So it's
Inhibitor container detected.
I guess it's CPU
My aunt says
there's a
viral snake
CPU
cures
bottleneck
pimples.
going on, I guess, because the GPU is only running at like 58%. So,
That is fucked up.
I have an idea though. Well, I'll let it run through this, and then what I'm thinking, what I'll do is I will put up the resolution scaler
Inhibitor
and
container
see
detected.
what that shows on the FSR quality. Because that should
My flask is empty.
obviously
Look, fellas.
make it
Now,
render at above
get down.
4K, so it's gonna should put a bigger load on the GPU. I mean, still the FPS has not changed. I mean, it's still hovering around 90. So, yeah, big time CPU bottleneck here, I guess, or whatever's going on. I don't know.
Man, I don't want to end
You
up
can
drinking
see
my
that
own
it's
pain.
only pulling
Someone got me
211
thinking about
watts,
the water situation.
the GPU. So don't believe all that stuff about like, oh, the 4090, it's a 450 watt GPU. Well, in a lot of games, especially if you're going to use DLSS quality, which you should, I mean, you're not going to pull that kind of wattage unless you're doing like ray tracing and stuff like that, you know. Maybe some Unreal Engine 5 games, if they're not well optimized. So here again, we're at 90 frames per second. The latency is slightly better, but about the same. It's a little bit better on the GPU side. All right, so let's go back and turn up this resolution scaler. So now we're gonna have to do things differently again. So I'm gonna have to run it again. I'm gonna have to run it without I'm gonna have to run it without upscaling again. Okay. And then I'm gonna turn up the resolution scaler if it will let me do that. I thought there was a scaler here somewhere. Is it or not? I could have sworn I just saw that somewhere. Now this thing here really taxes the system, so maybe put that like on 60. 160. I thought I saw like a resolution thing. I didn't? Yeah, there's no way to make it higher. I don't know, I guess that's all I can do. I thought I saw a resolution slider, but I guess not. I was probably looking at this thing. That's the HUD size. I probably thought it was a resolution slider. Alright, anyway, let me pause again, sorry. Get to the next game. I'll make sure it has frame gen though. I could have sworn I read this one did. Alright, be right back. Okay, back. Alright, I'm in Witcher Wild Hunt. I'm at the, I mean, pretty much the beginning of the game. So I'm at, so my settings are, why is it back on 1440? Why does it keep defaulting to that? I hope it didn't change anything else now. I don't know, every time I restart it, it just goes to 1440. It doesn't make any sense. Okay, so I'm 4K. Ray tracing is on, so we're just gonna go with that. I got TAA on for now as my anti-aliasing. Sharpening's just on low. All the other effects are off. I mean, Hairworks, I guess I could have them on, but I don't know why they're off. But anyway, everything's on ultra. So we're basically at native, running at pretty steady 60 here. So if we walk through here, is there a way to walk? I don't know. So we're like, you know, the latency's kind of all over the place. I usually just kind of look at what the highest
It's Durban now.
that I seen versus the lowest, right? So, so I saw like 23 from my highest, and like 12 from my lowest, right? But it looks like it's staying like between you know, 14 and
Looking for trouble.
like 14 and 19.
Lad went missing one day, so folk had a witchman that
I
was
mean, I don't
hunting
know
him.
why it would be
So
worse
folk
out here.
asked him, but
It
he
doesn't
said
really make any
Christmas
sense.
weren't a wham family.
Now remember, Nvidia Reflex is on already, so, you know.
The Emperor shall guide us straight to Novigrad.
But I mean, we're still like mid-teens for the most part, you know. Like, say 13 to 17, you know, would probably be about the average. So, if we go in here, turn on graphics. So if we change this to DLSS quality, nothing else has changed. Where's the we can put reflex on boost, but we'll keep it the same just to keep consistency. So I think it changed, I guess. So again, not much has changed because it looks like the GPU is not being utilized really.
Everything's gonna be fine.
Stay on.
Freak.
May the sun shine
Yeah, the
upon you.
GPU is like at 90%. Now it is ray tracing, obviously that's going to be a little rough on the system. I mean, it looks like the latency went down a little.
Don't you look at me. Oh, come on. What do you say to that?
We'll talk about this later.
Yeah, the latency definitely improved a little.
Very glad.
Because it's not jumping up to like 17, 18, 20. It's staying like in the low teens now. And the FPS went up a little bit. You know, it looks like the graphics, the GPU is actually working harder out here. Which is interesting. I guess because of all the foliage, I guess. But yeah, the latency dropped with the DLSS. So now we're going to use frame generation. I don't know if I need to restart the game. I may have to. So right here, we're at like, you know, Say 10, 11. Let's say 11. It's kind of like bouncing all over the place. Like if you move, you know, it's probably going to go a little higher. So right here, like look at, I guess because the trees are moving, that's why it's changing so much. You would think it would be steady, right? But yeah, so let's just say like 11, 12. So let's see how bad frame gen makes things. Because it's supposed to ruin the whole experience, right? Now where's frame gen? Was it in the display? Yeah. So if we put frame gen on, and then we'll put reflex on. Oh, it's already on. It's automatic. You can't change it. So frame gen is on. I don't know if you need to restart. Okay, so it did go up. Okay, so see, this is the thing. This is the same exact thing that I saw in Dragon's Dogma. We gained about 40 FPS, and just make sure it's at 4K. So we're still at 4K, frame gen, and DLSS quality. And the latency went down. It's like half what it was before. So I'm a little confused, but see the GPU again is being utilized now. Now again, I don't know like
That is what you folk lack.
if it's like, I don't know. You would think that if the latency is less, then you shouldn't have like the
Got a lump of bread today.
the delay, right?
Me gran
It
told me
it
about
it should be
Snoop.
better.
Lad went missing one day, so
But I
the
mean,
whole
look
bloody
at this.
week
It's
on
like
the telephone
it's
with
better.
guys, poking him, asking him.
You know, and we're running well over 100 frames per second now at full ray tracing. Like ray tracing ultra. Hey buddy, how's it going, dude?
The plague!
So yeah. I mean, this is an old game, but it's still got the technology. And of course, you know, the game doesn't look this pretty on its own. I have the
Out of my way.
again
and Kazer!
again I'm using the game filter to make everything look a little more colorful. Yeah, so we're like, the latency is like much better, and the frame rate, you know, we got at least 40 extra frames. So I don't know, you tell me. It seems like that we took care of the CPU bottleneck, because now the GPU is running at a solid 98%.
Peasants do the dying.
So it seems like whenever, I guess when you use frame gen, when your CPU limited, the latency goes down. I'm assuming because the GPU now, since it's rendering the extra frames, the CPU doesn't have to work as hard. I guess it could work on other things in the game, so that I don't know. Like I said, I'm not an engineer, so I don't quite know exactly how it all works, like on the coding side, you know, like on the algorithm side. Like I understand it's inserting frames, like I get that. But I don't know like how it's like helping alleviate the workload of the CPU exactly, because I don't know exactly what the CPU is responsible for doing. Like we're always told, well, the CPU usually takes care of a lot of physics stuff, NPCs, you know, that kind of thing. But the GPU can also take care of physics, you know, as well. But I mean, this is like really a big change. 40 extra frames and then you're cutting the latency in half. I mean, this is quite like this is a great technology. Like I don't know why everybody is always so negative about it. Like I honestly think that they don't even know like what's going on, or they didn't even like look at the numbers. The people that complain. I'm just thinking that all they hear is fake frames from all the noise talkers out there, the noise makers, and they don't even like look at the numbers like I'm looking at here. Again, MSI Afterburner, this may not be reporting the proper things. I don't know. You guys can let me know. But all I'm doing is going by this. I'm going by the benchmark, although we didn't use frame generation for Dying Light too, but you know, it's showing you know, the same, you know, as Afterburner was reporting for the most part. Um, so I mean, yeah, this is great. I mean,
Is a yondrain ib me keer.
in situations like this and like Dragon's Dogma in this game, it seems like frame generation, I would say, why wouldn't you enable it? Like, why wouldn't you use DLSS quality to get a better looking game? Because it certainly looks better than TAA. That's in my opinion anyway. I mean, everybody's got their own little ideas of what looks good to them, but you know, the game looks pretty nice. You know? And then you're getting 40 extra frames and your latency goes down. So it's like, I don't know. This, like, why wouldn't you enable this? You know, it's like I, I would say enable it. All right, let me see if I can get another game. I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. Okay, so I'm in Once Human, which is another game that I play. Where did I get that gun from? Ah, I must have got this by accident. I don't remember getting this. Oh no, this is my other character, that's right. Forgot. Yeah. I need to repair it. So anyway, so this game's Unreal 5 engine, so it's pretty rough. We'll try to look at the graphics here with that big old thing in the screen. So we're at 4K. Graphics are very high. DirectX 12. We can put the no restrictions on the frame rate, I guess. DirectX 12, which sometimes crashes. It can happen with this game for some reason. I turned off image enhancement. Render scales at 100. Everything's pretty much on the highest settings except for the vegetation. I turned that down. But everything else is pretty much maxed out. All right. So, you know, the game is pretty, you know. It looks better with DLSS in my opinion. But this is just like native 4K. It's running like, you know, it can be all over the place. Like in my house over here, I have a lot of deviants running around, so the latency might go up higher. So let's see. And there's trees growing in my house again. Anyway, yeah, so looks like we're at like the teens in here. Goes up a little bit out here. I got some stuff. Nope, I don't have any stuff. Alright, so let's go out here into the world, which is quite barren a lot of times. I'm just kind of running around out here just to kind of get an idea of where the latency is before we get started on stuff. So it's kind of all over the place, so maybe we should go somewhere where it's going to be a little more consistent. Because out here you got like little rabbits running around. My deviants are somewhere out here, and I'm not sure exactly where. Maybe I have to get their moods up or something. Yeah, so it's like bouncing around kind of all over the place, especially near my house here, because you got a lot of things like, you know, those things are running. All right, so let me teleport somewhere like in a town or something that would be more I guess you could say consistent, although I don't know how the game is gonna run in a town either. So let's go to Blackfell here. That's a pretty busy place. There's a lot of infected, or I should say deviants, because they're changed. Now with this game, I think when you enable frame generation, you have to restart the game. So when I get to that point, I'll restart it. And remember, I am recording while playing, so you can tack on about another 5 to 10% on the frames, but we're not testing the frames here. We're looking at the latency here, so. Alright, so while I'm out here. So on the bike, we're like bouncing all over the place as well, again. So again, let's see where we're at out here. So let's see. It's kind of bouncing all over the place. Again, this is native, no upscaling, so it'll probably run a lot better once we enable upscaling. But we're just kind of getting an idea. So the latency is kind of all over the place. So I'm gonna go on this other side here, where there's a lot more, you know, deviants running around, or whatever you want to call them. Infected people. So here it's about kind of better as far as the latency goes. Alright, so what I'm gonna do is just go around the block here. I'm gonna go around the block. So I'm gonna... Did she see me? No, she didn't see me. So I'm just gonna kind of run through here. I have to eat. And I have to drink. So you can see here we're running like upper teens, 20s sometimes. You got the occasional, 30. Somebody's in there. Yeah, so we're just kind of getting an idea of the latency here. Gotta get the weapons crate. We like weapons. So she's probably a high level because she ain't getting hurt when she gets hit. Yeah, so we're like in the upper teens, 20s it looks like. She didn't even go. My deviant didn't even like do anything. All right, so now we're gonna. So it looks like it's like upper teens, low 20s. So I think we'll just go with that. I would say more like the low 20s, you know. It just depends. Like when you're moving, it kind of, goes up. So it's just hard to tell, really. All right, so let's go back into the settings here. Let's turn on DLSS. We'll go to DLAA first, because that will be like your anti-aliasing now. Let's see if the frame rate will probably drop a little, but reflex is also on boost already. I probably should have turned that off originally, but whatever. Alright, so now we're on DLAA. Everything looks much more crisp. But you can see that it really doesn't change the latency much. The frame rate went down a little. And the latency, still is kind of essentially the same, I guess. Our GPU is only running at 70%. That guy didn't even like, he didn't even want to do anything with me. Did I get hurt? Oh, when did I get hurt? Alright, so somebody's here, so all the NPCs are cleared out. Or, you know, the computer players. So I will just say that the latency doesn't look like it really changed much. You know? So we're going to go ahead and put it on DLSS quality. I'm going to go over here where there's a little more activity. Enemies standing around here. See, like right there, there. Oops. This one saw me. And they do come at you if you make noise, so just gotta be careful. Alright, so let's go ahead and do quality. DLSS quality. Alright, now you can see that my GPU utilization is 69%, like 70%, so it still is not being utilized as well as it should. Now the latency, sometimes it takes a little while to start. Sometimes that's why it's good you go out. Like if I go to the main, menu and come back in. So let's go to the main menu here. Alright, so GPU still at 70%. Oh, we got a special here. I want that guy. He hurts pretty bad, that guy. You gotta be careful, he shoots them balloons. Alright, my deviant got him good. Spray him again, little girl. Alright, good. Alright, I broke his shield. There you go, now he's going down. She's gonna cook him to death. She kind of freezes him, I think. What kind of goodies do we have? Good job. 2 smart drones, that's funny. Okay. Alright, so yeah, sometimes in some games, like especially Unreal, I don't know what's up with it, man. Like sometimes when you enable DLSS, it just like the game runs worse. Like as far as frames go. Like why is the GPU just doing nothing? You know, it's like, I mean, look at my GPU usage here. I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, they need to do something about that, you know what I mean? It's pretty crazy. All right, anyway, so let's get frame gen on and see what happens here. Well, anyway, I'm assuming you guys have been looking at the latency. So it still doesn't seem like the latency has changed much. It's still like, you know, teens. I mean, I'm standing still, so it's always going to be a little lower probably. But when I'm running, it's kind of bouncing between the teens and the low 20s, so it's pretty much the same there. So let me put on frame gen here, because I think that's all we need to do now, right? So we got... Uh-oh. Oh, yep. Boss. Whoop. They just respawned while I was standing there. Alright, now I know it's safe, because they won't be back for a while. Alright. Okay, back to this now. Frame gen. Alright, let's enable, where is it? Frame gen. So let's put it on. Now there's no way to, you know, to set it for any kind of particular. Alright, so you can see standing here now, it's 100 and, you know, whatever. It's like 125 frames per second, right? And it looks like our latency has gone down, because now we're going down into, like, you know, the single digit occasionally. And so let's see if we run. Is it going to stay the same as before? Yeah, see, so if we run, our frame rate drops. I think somebody killed the boss up there. I mean, our latency has gone down. You could see that. Why is my girl not summoning? There she is. I wonder if she can reach it. She probably can't reach it. Because it's up in the air. There you go. Now she'll get it. Oh, maybe. Yeah, she can't get up there. Thunder. This is the weather forecaster. Boss. I'm a little high now for this area, so. Yeah, so I mean, so the frame rate went up. The latency average looks like it's gone down, and our GPU utilization, at least up there, it was up. It seems like it's higher now, although it's fluctuating like before. So it seems like when the GPU utilization is higher, right, the latency goes down. They jump. guys really leap, huh? All right, let's let her cook them. One. Two. Breathe on me. He ain't dead yet, huh? That one gave up on me. That's kind of funny. Yeah, so you know, so our frame rate more than doubled, and our latency went down. So I mean, this is 3 games now where I enabled frame generation, and my latency is better. I don't know what I'm doing different that these tech tubers are doing. Again, maybe this Afterburner, as I said before, may not report the proper latency. I'm not exactly sure. You know? But I really don't feel like, you know, I can't play the game. I mean, it's... I mean, I have my mouse look like on high, right? Like it's... He's already lost the one. Yeah, I mean, I don't feel like I'm, like, you know, suffering from any kind of different feeling. I mean, right, left, right, left. I mean, obviously I'm not taking a frame by frame shot. You know what I mean? But for me, it doesn't really matter, like, what I see in frames, you know what I'm saying? Like, from frame to frame in a still. You know, in a freeze frame, right? But the one thing I can definitely say for sure is that the latency's not worse. And you could see here by these numbers that it appears to be better. And my GPU is now up to 98% again. So, you know, whereas before it was like so low. So I don't think people are doing the frame gen properly. Like something's not right. They keep doing these 1080p. I think that's the problem. They're doing 1080p 1080p test or even 1440, and you know, like with a 4090 you're going to be already extremely CPU limited, even though like at 1080p when you put it on ultra it says, oh, the GPU is utilized. But is a 4090 really going to be 98% utilized at 1080p. I mean, just think about that for a second. I'm playing at 4K right now, with everything pretty much maxed out. I got the foliage down, but there's not really any foliage in the city here, so it's not really making a difference. You know, I'm at 4K maxed, and then, well, of course I'm using DLSS quality, so I'm not technically at native 4K. Okay, but I'm at 98% when I'm standing still, and I'm at, like, you know, even lower when I'm moving, because I guess the CPU is doing a lot of whatever in the city. So it seems like to me, just like with Dragon's Dogma and Witcher, is that, you know, when you use frame generation, you're taking some kind of a load off the CPU. Like, I know I heard that if you use frame gen, it helps the CPU, but I mean, this is not insignificant here, what I'm seeing. Like, this isn't just some simple, like, performance savings. This is like, I mean, you're cutting the latency nearly in half. I mean, that's crazy. And then you're also doubling the frame rates at the same time. So it's like, again, something is just not, like, I don't think that frame generation is getting properly represented. I mean, that's my conclusion. Right? And these are not 3 games that I like cherry picked. I just randomly picked these. Like, these are the ones that I own. I was trying to look to see what games have frame gen. I don't know. Like I said, this is just games that I would play. Right? I don't care about Starfield. I don't care about frickin' the Veilguard. I could care less about that game. I don't care about Returnal. You know what I'm saying? I don't care about Alan Wake 2. Although I probably could have fun in that game, but I don't like the slow-paced games that much. You know? So, I like RPGs, and I like first-person shooters, and I like MMOs. So, you know. You know, I like Cyberpunk. Personally, and this might seem like a controversial statement, but personally, I think the 9800 X3D is the problem. Because here I'm using a 7900X. And I use a 13700K in my other system, and both of those things run, both of these run superbly. You know, my 3090 is paired up with my 13700 right now, and that's like a perfect match. You know what I mean? I would rather be using my 4090 with my 13700, but I can't right now just because of the way my PCs are built. Oh, balloon heads up. I heard him, but heard him in the back of my headphones. I need to get some food here. should have some food somewhere. Yeah. Let's get balloon head. I'll get my maiden on. Go get him. Hey, oh. Gotta figure out which balloon. You gotta pop them in order. I think it's that one. She's freezing them. I love that maiden. Am I doing the right balloon? There you go. I think it's the blue one. No, it's the other one. No, it's the blue one. Gotta pop the balloons in order. Nice. Alright. Yeah, so, yeah, that's my take. I guess I'll try Cyberpunk and see how that works, although that game is heavily modded, so I don't know if that's going to crash a lot, but yeah, I mean, I think just something to do with the 9800 X3D. I honestly think that that's the problem, you know, because no one really tests with the 14900K anymore. They're only using the 9800 X3D, which I think is kind of dumb. You know what I'm saying? Because no one's going to, you know, the majority of people are not going to have that CPU. You know? I mean, I could upgrade to one. I have the AM5 motherboard here, but, you know, I don't really need it. I mean, I'm doing just fine, you know, with what I got. There's a little bit of a lag spot here. I'm not sure what's going on there. So anyway, yeah, so this is 3 games now where frame generation actually helped latency. Except for maybe Dying Light 2. You know, we didn't do frame gen in that, but yeah. Let me go to Cyberpunk. I'll be back. Okay, so I'm in Cyberpunk. Oh, shoot, I forgot to, sorry. Okay, it's a little loud in here. I'll turn down the volume a little. So I'm in this club. I forgot where I am. I probably teleported here. I don't remember. I don't really remember where I'm at right now. I probably used the mod to teleport here. But anyway, so I am using a heavily modded game. Okay, so I got like high resolution graphics and all in this. So we're not focused on the frame rate. We're focused on the latency. So this is good for ray tracing. So let me show you the settings first. So you can see I have, it's at 4K, reflex is on, graphics, no frame gen, no resolution scaling, ray trace is on ultra, and I just pretty much kept put everything on high just to keep it kind of uniform. All right, and then field of view 90. Okay, so it's 4K high, ultra ray tracing, not path tracing. Okay. So, and we're at like, you know, 35. You know, like mid-30s for the most part if I walk around here. You know, it drops occasionally, like when I'm looking at nothing, but with all these NPCs here, you know, it's very noisy. I have my followers here following me. I got like 6 of them, I think. So for the most part, it's like low 30s. So that's let's see, 2, 4, 2, 4, 6. Yeah, there's 6 followers. Oh, I have all of them. I got all the US cracks, or us cracks, however you want to say it. So we're at, so latency here on the stairs is like 45. Now this may not be a good representation inside of the club, especially with ultra ray tracing, but anyway. So let's see, we're at, it's hard to tell, like, we'll just say like low 40s, like 40, 43, okay? So if I go back, I might have to restart the game to put it on, what do you call it, frame gen. Alright, okay, I'm back. So the game, the OBS froze probably because the 4090 is just doing a lot of work here. So anyway, so I changed the settings to DLSS, DLAA, transformer model, ray trace ultra, same thing, high settings, okay? Now, I don't know if it's going to freeze again, but you can see here everything looks much, much better. Look at these models. Okay, everything looks better, way better. Oh shit, I thought that's not Nuss Cracks, is it? Oh, there's me. Where's my tattoos and stuff? Uh-oh. There's a mod that's not working. Anyway, yeah, so we're at 40 milliseconds, 26 frames, so we're gonna go back in. We're gonna change it to DLSS quality, okay? Hopefully that will help OBS a little bit. Give it time to adjust. Alright, so with DLSS quality, we went from the 40s to the 20s on the milliseconds. Okay? Much smoother. Everything still looks pretty good. Hi, me. My clothes are not fitting either. I gotta fix the mods, because every time they do updates, they you know, it breaks the mods. Yeah, so we're like down to 24. So that's with DLSS quality, which is what I like to play at. So if we go to frame gen, whoa, oh no, I just screwed everything up. Ah, no. I hate when it does that. Okay, so we're at DLSS transformer quality, frame gen. Ray tracing ultra again, making sure everything's the same, looks the same. Apply. All right, let's see what we got here. Takes a little while to. We might have to restart the game. Let me save it. Okay. Well. All right. Yeah. Let me exit the main menu. So some of my mods are not working. Oh, I forgot to turn on ray reconstruction. Let me turn that on. So we have DLSS super resolution, transformer model, quality, ray reconstruction on, frame gen, and everything else is the same. Okay, so let's continue. So I didn't see the frame rate really change, so that was kind of weird. So I don't know if frame gen is broken in this game.
Apparently, the Corp figured it wasn't safe.
Yeah, so I think frame gen is busted. It's not working. Huh. I can try, you know, the FSR model, which sucks. Let's put that on quality though. Let's try AMD frame gen. See if that does anything. It's not as good, but I thought you could use this though with DLSS. But you can, I guess. Huh. That's kind of weird. You gotta restart the game. So I wonder. So I thought exiting to the main menu was enough to do it. See, I don't understand why you gotta exit the game and come back in. Like going to the main menu should be good enough. Let's try it.
Hey everyone, feels great to have you back. So then, did you all hear about that Arasaka aircraft carrier docked in Night City? Called Kujira, or the Whale. Apparently the Corp figured it wasn't safe in Japanese waters. Afraid some local fishermen might...
Yeah, okay, so I guess you have to restart the whole game. That's really stupid. I really think that's just dumb. Alright, so let's... Okay, so let's restart the game then. And let's save it here. Let's quit the game. Alright, let's start this slow process of restarting the game. I might have to redo the window thing. Oh, here it comes. Okay, good. Yeah, so hopefully this works. I didn't realize FrameGen was, I hope it's working. I'd rather use DLSS FrameGen than FSR. If I use it at all, you know. Come on. Let's go, let's go. Okay, let's see if it works. I would think the frame.
Hey everyone, feels great to have you
I
back.
would think the
So
frame
then, did
rate would
y'all
have
hear
to at
about
least be
that
double
Arasaka
what it
aircraft
was.
carrier docked in Night City called Kujira or the Whale?
Right now it doesn't look like
Apparently
it's
the
working.
Court figured it wasn't safe in Japanese.
Alright, I guess it is working. Or maybe it's not. Let's see. It went from what, the 40s to the 70s, yeah, so. So again. Oh, I only got one follower. All my followers abandoned me. Where is it now? Whoop. No, I don't want that. Where is my... What happened to the, Huh. Did they change this? I don't know where this window went for summoning people. Anyway, well, whatever. I'll have to look at it later. They changed stuff apparently. This is weird. It could be because, oh, here it is over here. There it is. Okay, so spawn V, that would be me. Hopefully I got close. Yeah. And then I got Lizzie Wizzy. Hopefully she's got clothes. Then you got Red Menace and Blue Moon. And who else did I have? So that's they coming? They're just standing there. There they come. Okay. All right. Sorry about that. I just love my followers. So we went up to like 70 frames per second, and from what it looks like, the latency is a little better because we're going down into the single digits again. You know, it's a little all over the place. But for the most part, I think, I mean, at least you can argue for sure the latency did not get worse. Okay? So here's, again, another game where the latency didn't get worse. In fact, it appears to have gotten better. Okay? You know? But we'll say it's no worse, okay? Because it is bouncing around a little bit. But again, it's, you know, going into the single digits sometimes. Okay, so we're in the first Descendant here. Which has frame gen and DLSS. Not sure if it's broken. I haven't played this game in a while, so I forgot how to play it already again. You know what I mean? It's like, oh god. I forget everything after a while. Whoa. Should I take this? So I got junk. I don't know what it is, but so right now I'm just on graphics. So I'm at 4K, borderless windowed. Sharpness is at 5, field of view 90. Graphics, Nvidia DLAA. Reflex is on, no frame gen, no ray reconstruction. It does have ray tracing, so we'll look into that. And it's pretty much on max settings. And we're getting like 45 frames per second. Again, this is an Unreal 5 engine, so, you know, it's pretty taxing on the system. All right, let me go into the map here and see if I can go somewhere. Where's the map? I forget. I forget. That's not it, I don't think. Boy, oh boy. I'm brain dead. They changed some things too. Where's the... Is it G? Maybe it's G. There we go, G. It's coming back little by little. So... I mean, I haven't gotten that far, to be honest. Where's the teleport thing? I guess there's one here. I'll go here. I'll see what kind of terrain this is. I forget. So again, DLAA, the game makes the games look really good, but it is a very taxing anti-aliasing, you know, because it is like trying to use AI to make stuff look better, you know what I mean? So this isn't the best place to do comparisons, I don't think. What is it? That's not what I wanted to do. Oh well. Yeah, this is not really the kind of map that I want to be in. Yeah, I want to be in like more of a yeah, I didn't get very far. I wish I got further. This isn't really the one either. There's one that's more jungle, like, you know what I mean? And this game isn't like as open world as like, you know, Once Human or whatever. Alright, so here we go. We got something here. It's a little bit of a city kind of a deal. Oh no, that's not it.
This is Ecker, a Signal Corps Cyber Intel unit. We've detected the transmission of a huge number of data packets in this zone, requesting mission approval to intercept them. There should be a Vulgus data transmitter nearby. If you can get near to it, I can hack into it remotely and collect the data.
Oh, wrong gun. These are low-level people. But you can see... Am I supposed to defend this or something? They talk. It's a special rounds full. Oh, I'm supposed to stay in here. Okay. I'm supposed to defend this thing. Wasn't really listening. I hate that if you go out of the circle a little bit. I just? Am I gonna die? Who's shooting me? I can't even like see him. I think I'm done here. I think I was supposed to do something else. Oh, over here. Okay. Anyway, so we're getting off track here. So we're basically at 16 milliseconds. 16, 17. Alright, so let's go to the options. Let's change it to quality, DLSS. Everything should still stay the same. And we went up to 84, and our milliseconds are now down to like low teens, upper single digits. All right. So changing the quality, we improve latency. So I guess I got to defend this now. Forgot how to melee. I can't hear where they're coming from. I don't hear any footsteps.
Vulgus is transmitting the ancestor data to an external location. I'll send the details to Bunny. Thankfully, since they damaged the network infrastructure, transmission speeds have been extremely slow. That came back to bite them.
I'm not using any of my abilities, really. Alright, so now if we go to frame generation, okay, let me, I think I gotta go this way.
Reload.
I don't know what those boxes are. They changed the game a little bit. I don't really know what they did. You know? So you can see the latency is like still where it was. So if we're gonna go to frame gen here and turn that on. Or actually, let's turn that off. Sorry. Let's turn on ray tracing on ultra. See if it freezes up my OBS or not. It's freezing up the game. Alright, so ray tracing ultra DLSS quality. Okay, so we lost like 20 frames per second. Latency went up a little. So now we're up to like, say mid, we'll say 15 on average. Boy, game looks a lot better with the ray tracing. Wow. Looks a whole lot better. Look at that. The grass looks better. The shadowing. Just everything just looks like it's in depth now. You know? Like there's a 3D. Just looks so much better. Alright, so ray tracing, we are, like I said, in the mid-teens in latency. Not sure where they want me to go to next. I think this was the beginning. I thought. Yeah, so we're back at the beginning again. Whoop. Oh yeah, this is like a special thing. I don't know how to do it, you know. I don't have the destroy what? I didn't see what it said. I don't think I got any credit for that. F2. Oh. He's starting again. Yeah, anyway, so let's try now with frame gen. now that we got ray tracing here, because it's kind of a lower FPS here. There's a lot more shadowing going on. So we're at like probably the highest latency we're gonna be. Looks like, you know, 14 to 19. So let's go to frame gen on. Is it broke? So now we're at what? 80s frame FPS, and it's down in the low teens and upper single digits. So again, here's another game where the latency either got better or didn't get any worse, right? So and this is with full ray tracing. Okay, so this is all the games so far that I played. The latency went down with frame gen, or arguably didn't get any worse. So I don't really know what's been happening, like, because I know that in the beginning the latency did go up, at least in some of the games I played, which were these, I thought. So maybe Nvidia kind of, like, I don't know, they really got that reflex or something going. See back here, it's like really good. Like the latency is good and everything feels good. You know what I'm saying? Nothing feels laggy at all. Like there's no smoothness to this at all. You know what I mean? It doesn't feel like it's smoothed out really at all. I mean, I'm not saying that it hasn't, but because I'm not a computer, you know what I'm saying? I can only sense so much. Boy, they got all kinds of things here now, don't they? They added a lot to this game. I gotta get back into it. I don't know what this is. What is this? Move to the destruction? Oh boy. Probably not a good idea. Did it say construction or destruction? So I don't know if this is backwards or forwards. I think this is backwards. Yeah, this is backwards. Yeah, that's backwards. Yeah, so I don't know. From all my testing so far, frame generation did not make the game feel, number one, feel any less responsive, and number two, at least seemingly didn't drop the latency, or didn't increase latency, excuse me. You know what I'm saying?
I'll stop them.
What happened here? You gotta be in a team? I don't even know what to do here. I cannot, well, I can't participate, I guess. don't know if I'm helping them or not. I don't even know if I'm doing this right. So did I get something? I don't know. I don't even know what I'm doing. All I know is that it doesn't feel less responsive at all. You know what I mean? I guess I was too far away there. Yeah, so I'm back here again. Yeah, so I mean, yeah. I don't, to me, frame gen, Nvidia's got it. They're right. It's very viable now. You know what I'm saying? It's very viable now. Like, this game doesn't feel any different than it just did before enabling frame gen. So I don't know. My conclusion is frame generation is ready for prime time. Like, use it. Again, I can't vouch for like competitive games. You know, but a lot of people cheat in those games, so I don't even trust competitive games. You know what I mean? So, I don't know, man. Frame gen, it just works, and it doesn't, at least none of the games I just played, it does not hurt latency. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, sub, and share. Take care of yourselves. Happy New Year. Peace. Bye.